Uh, yeah, motherfucker, what? Kill these niggas, what? Check it, yo. Why some cops said they circle the block? They tryna plot to find a reason to put one in my top. I don't stop, I got my life inside a Rolex watch. So time to reach the fans, go find another. Detroit basketball!
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Pistons Mike, back again on Mike with What's good, bro? How you doing?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm good. Just trying to end this live with you. Tell the people where they can find you at, and yeah, we go up from there.
You can go to the Pistons Weekly Report page, like the page, and it's gonna be a lot of updates there. I'm gonna start it off really strong for the NBA draft once we make our lottery pick. Start covering that going into the summer league, right into the season. So that's really gonna kick it off. And you can also find me on Twitter for sure.
All right. So, who do you think the Pistons are going? What do you think they're going to do with the picks? What players should be on the lookout for? Who you think they're going to target in the second round, or you think they're going to trade away all the picks?
I don't think they're gonna trade away all of them. I think they might trade two.
Who you think? Who you got in mind?
I think they might want to move up. I think if they can move two of them to move up and pull Bones. Bones is man, he got game, man. He can shoot that ball. He a little light, but a little athletic. He got a lot going for him at the NBA level. He could be a real spark off the bench. And his shooting ability, if you decide to go with Cade, you know what I'm saying? You got a great opportunity to add a shooter. But I expect him, I don't expect him to be around at 37.
Nah, he gonna be gone before.
Right. You're gonna have to move up. You're gonna have to make some moves in order to get there.
Yeah, that dude is nice. I've been high on him ever since I seen him. I'm like, the Pistons need to go after this guy. He's 6'3", but he got like a 6'9" wingspan. He can do a little bit of all, you know what I'm saying, scoring the right. He just need to get that weight up, man. That's it.
And I think what I seen, though, outside of that shooting touch, I liked it the way he was hitting passing lanes, man. Like you said, that length, wingspan, he used it effectively, man. Defensively, he could be very disruptive.
Yeah. I like
what I'm saying.
I like him. I like him a lot. You know who I would like them a lot, but I think he just signed over like overseas. That dude, Spencer Littleton or whatever, from Toledo, Ohio, whatever, who played at Toledo. I like him a lot.
I heard about him, but I didn't watch a lot of his games. I'm not really familiar with him enough to really speak on him. I seen some stats and things, but I ain't really watched no film on him to really dissect his game to know what kind of player he is.
I thought he was a three-point shooter, bro, but he in there like straight ripping guys, like just give me the ball, like aggressive, like taking the ball from people. I'm like, whoa, who's like, hold on, like him, like he might be a low-key guy come off the bench, like JJ Redick type, can play some and all that. I was like, oh yeah, I like him. Like I think we should, like, you know what I'm saying. Even if you go to the G League and work his way up, we need to see about him. Like he might be he played like with that dog and that aggressive. I'm like, I ain't never seen no play this aggressive. Like he just like
where they got people. Where do they got him? Where do they got him going? Do they got him?
I don't even think he
where he at on the board.
I don't even think he on the board, bro. But he was just a dude from what the highlights from the last year I seen at Toledo. He was nasty. Like I was just thinking, because they were saying he was just some shooter, you know. So I'm just thinking he's gonna shoot the ball, whatever. I didn't think he had defense, but he was just straight, just ripping people from the film. We were like, hold on, who is this dude?
Right. Now see, that might be somebody we could consider bringing into the summer league. You know what I'm saying? Give a look, giving him a look that way. You don't necessarily, we might not have to draft him if he ain't on the board and he gonna be an undrafted. That's a great opportunity to bring him in the summer league and give him a good look that way too. So, you know, that's always an option. But I think as far as that 37th, I think we got to look at either Isaiah Todd or maybe Isaiah Livers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think Todd. When I look at Todd, I look at a player similar to maybe a poor man's Chris Bosh type skill set, the way he could shoot the ball, step outside a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He shot that 3 ball. He shot it pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Right around 36%. So, you know, if you, like I said, if you're going with Cade or Green, whichever the pick end up being, you're going to want to add better shooters. Our team wasn't, we was in the low end of shooting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shooting right around 35% for the year as a team. So you're going to want to add that dynamic player with that first pick, and you're going to want to come back and try to get some shooting around them one way or another. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely, bro. One dude that I really like in the big man in this draft, a dude, I don't know if you're familiar. I think his name is Neemias Queta, Utah State.
Yeah. Big fella.
15. Yeah, he averaged 15 points, like 10 rebounds, and like 3 blocks a game. I think he back for defensive player of the team. I looked at his game. I'm like, if you put him out there with Isaiah Stewart, it'd be a scary front court, bro. Like
that's lockdown paint action.
Yeah.
You bring in somebody like that. You talking about a bigger, more stronger, maybe not stronger, but a little bit more longer, if you will. You know, bigger and longer than Stewart with that same type of mentality. Somebody that's gonna challenge shots. Somebody that's gonna get after it. And that is that's also something we need to look into. If we could bring in, I feel like if we can't get a shooter, we got to bring in some paint protection, some rim protection, and somebody that's gonna be an anchor in that paint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he definitely one of them. I think he is. His measurements did do him justice. I think he is like about 7 foot, about 7'4" with the wingspan, man. And before he played college ball, he did play overseas under the 19th team, and he did average 15 to 10 there too. So
right. It's the real deal. The way he get it. I watched this film. The way he get his money. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like Stewart. If you watch the film on Stewart last year after we drafted him or whatever, you could kind of tell that the way he get his money, he going to be able to get his money because he just work hard and offensive rebound and things like that. He going to get putbacks. He going to get his, you know what I'm saying? He don't need the ball for touches. So that's kind of how my man remind me of. He got that ability to clean up the glass and things and get it out the mud. So that's always a plus. What you think about Thor? You like JT Thor?
I like JT. Oh, yeah. I like JT Thor a lot because he one of them dudes that I think he could be a hybrid. I don't know, because you got to think for that big, for him to be moving like that at that size, that's a bit crazy. You talking about a dude who you can position him at the 3 to 4, maybe even the 5. He just it all depends on what position you want him to play, though.
Yeah, I think that could be a huge thing. Where he goes and how he end up fitting with the coaching staff, what the coaching staff in the scheme they put him in. You know what I'm saying? But at 18 years old, man, he basically a piece of clay, man. You can mold him into whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With that type of athleticism, and even though he didn't shoot a high percentage, you know what I'm saying? He ended up shooting. I believe it was right around 3 threes a game. So I don't think he shot a great percentage, but his free throw percentage was right around 75% for a big fella. So that's a sign that he is at least attempting to shoot that 3 ball. So that shows that he do got confidence in his game, that he feels he can knock them shots down.
Yeah.
So, like you say, he could play multiple positions. It's about where you want him and how would he fit in.
Yeah,
he just when I look at those late second round picks and those mid second round picks, you know what I'm saying. I don't necessarily look at a finished product. If you find a 4-year player that you feel you can get that come in and contribute, might not have had the upside to where he got in the lottery or nothing like that, or not a first rounder because he ain't really had an upside. He's a little older than the other guys. You can go for that. But then if you don't see that, feel free to go and grab you a project player or somebody that you might be able to develop with your team. You know what I'm saying? And really get them. It might be 2 or 3 years down the line if they 18, 19 years old. But if you got a second rounder and then 2 years they blossom, that's a good situation for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what the NBA have a lot wrong for. A lot of the reason why I think Bay didn't go as early is because he was a second-year player. And they got a problem with, like, second, third, fourth-year players. But we've seen it time in and time after again. These second, third, four-year players, dudes be polished. Their games be polished, we go in the league and ready to do stuff, you know?
Ready to contribute. Yeah. You get guys, you know what I'm saying? You see it. And a perfect example with that, you see it with Halliburton.
Yeah.
He wasn't a, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't a third or fourth year player, but that extra year, it paid dividends when he stepped on the NBA court. He was much more ready than some of his counterparts. You know what I'm saying? And the guys that he was drafted alongside, guys that went ahead of him and get to tick and get to shine, they wasn't doing what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? So, same thing like you said, Sadiq Bey. It's like that every year. Guys drafting for upside, and they're looking at what a player might be. You know what I'm saying? They're not really considering the guy right now that's ready to go.
Nah, they don't never do that no more, man. They don't never do it no more. And another problem with this draft is everybody just worried about the top 4 or 5 dudes, the top 10 dudes. Nobody talking about the second rounders. And there's a lot of this draft is deep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, very deep, man. It's gonna be some guys in the 20s that's gonna be starting on teams. You got, you know, even although he ain't played well in college, BJ Boston, you know what I'm saying? For example, he was a top level player coming out of high school. Didn't necessarily. I don't know if it was his game or what the situation. I don't have no insight on it. Whatever it was, his percentages and things wasn't where they needed to be a top lottery pick. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened in Kentucky, it didn't work well for him. But at 6'7", I think he got some game. He might actually play well in the league. It's no telling. He done played alongside a lot of good quality talent that's about to be in the NBA and has been in the NBA. So I think, you know, it's a lot of players that possibly could, you know, like we talked about Bones. I think he's gonna be a good player. I think you got the kid from Christopher. I think Christopher might pan out somewhere, you know.
I like Josh. You talking about Josh Christopher, Arizona State, right?
Yeah.
I like his game a lot. When I first seen him, I'm like, oh, he'd be perfect on those Pistons. He got that Detroit mentality. The way that he acting and stuff, and the way that he be moving, that aggressive mentality, don't back down to anybody. I like him. I would love him on the Pistons. Yeah. Absolutely.
He's one of those guys that they saying might be, you know, might be one of those guys we could sneak up and get. You know what I'm saying? So if those guys is on the board mid-20s, I expect Weaver to press play on some things. I don't expect him to sit back and wait for our picks to come around if he sees quality talent at a steal pick in the draft. Yeah. You know, if we can get rid of whether it's the 37th or the 42nd and 52, whichever two we get rid of, I could see us getting rid of 2 of them to try to move up to get the player this high on Weaver's board at that area of the draft.
Yeah, I think what's going to end up happening is we're going to move some players that probably no longer going to be on this roster. I think Mason Plumlee probably going to be moved for some picks in this upcoming draft, maybe 1 or 2 of them. I think you might see if we do select Josh Christopher, you might see a Josh Jackson trade. You know what I'm saying? You might. You might see that.
What I expect, yeah. And another thing, I agree, but I think we might have to. It might be a Sekou Doumbouya. It might be his time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
He's another one because I think he might warrant a little more. He might warrant a little more trade value than Josh Jackson.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He's still somewhat young. Josh Jackson had a decent season with us, but his shooting percentages is always what they is. The turnovers is a little off, so he might not warrant the assets that Doumbouya. Not to say Doumbouya is going to get a lot of attention on the trade market either, but he's still a young player that somebody might see something in that they might look into. So I feel like we got trade assets. We got plenty of room to make moves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as the pieces we got, and another thing, you know, on trade now you can also trade rights to players. So if we're not looking into re-signing Dennis Smith, if we don't really want Dennis Smith and we're not looking forward to moving forward, we could trade him to a team that does want him for his bird rights.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That way they cap situation ain't getting hit when they want to sign him. Now he's on their roster as far as the bird rights, and you got that option for them to look out for them, as well as might get you a draft pick. You see what I'm saying? So those is all the different options. There's plenty of options. I know Troy Weaver working diligently.
Yeah.
So I expect it to be a crazy draft night, an exciting off season, and in the summer league, man, it's gonna be crazy to watch those young guys get out there and run together.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be summer league champions, bro. I really do.
I agree with you, man. I ain't even the type to really discuss summer league to that magnitude. But if we don't go undefeated, I'm gonna be disappointed. I mean, I don't expect that less. You know what I'm saying? We got young guys that could play, and we got the number 1 pick coming in.
Yeah.
So that's it. Ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? And whatever else we do during draft night, like I say, I expect us to make some moves. We're not looking at all these guys. We're not bringing in guys like Bones in for workouts and saying we high on these guys, knowing we're not taking them number 1, knowing they're not going to be around at 37.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That it would be a waste of everybody's time.
Yeah.
When we could be bringing in guys that we actually need to look at, that we could be having on our board, unless we have some tricks up our sleeve.
Yeah. I think that Troy Weaver definitely, like, nobody was expecting us to walk out with like 3 draft picks in the top 20 last year. And what people don't understand, when he said, oh, only expect 1 or 2 roster changes, bro, I'm not hearing that. We just got the first draft.
I think,
and I'm not hearing that, bro.
I think he said that with a grain of salt, but I think he did mean it to where I think he's gonna use a lot of our free agency money that we might have to re-sign the players that we got right now. For instance, we brought in Frank Jackson, his contract up. You know what I'm saying? We either gotta re-sign him or let him walk. He already showed us a little something. You might as well re-sign him. Go and give him another, bring it back. Let's see. Let's go. Let's take this one more round. See how you develop in the system. Because he showed little signs. He only 22. Give him a chance. Same thing with Hamadou. Some of that money is so. When he's saying we're not gonna re-sign a lot, we're not gonna sign a lot of free agents. I think he's saying we got guys that we just brung in that we took a look at that we interested in signing. So we're not gonna have the roster availability.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's one of them things to where unless you trade a Mason Plumlee, unless you trade some of these guys off, we're not gonna have the roster availability to make a bunch of changes because we got a lot of guys under contract.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just, you know how it go. You can't just sign whoever. You only can have so many roster positions. That's why you have the 2-way contracts and the, where they go down to the G League. That's what Frank did last year. You know what I'm saying? Went down to the G League, played, then came up and had a good second half of the season with us.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's gonna be crazy. I'm expecting to have a crazy draft night. I at least expect to probably walk away with probably at least like 3 players easily, 2 or 3 players that really fit the Pistons.
Yeah.
A lot. I expect a lot of undrafted people. You're gonna hear a lot of undrafted people getting signed to summer league. That's probably gonna be real interesting. I'm expecting us to get some shooters too, and probably a couple big men. And them
and I feel like if Troy Weaver, although if Troy Weaver is actually serious about the rumors of possibly drafting Green, then the idea could be the I believe it's the 22nd and 24th pick with Houston. You see what I'm saying? If we did plan on trading back to number 2 and them getting Cade and we took Green, then that might involve those 2 picks, and that might be why we're looking at those guys that should be off the board. You see what I'm saying? So that's always something else to look at too, because I don't see any reason you don't draft Cade number 1, whether you plan on trading him or you plan on keeping him. He's the correct pick at number 1 because he warrants the value.
Yeah, listen. All them teams talking about trading for him and this, that, and the third, they're not gonna give up what we want for him. Period. Like listen, Oklahoma City Thunder, I'm not giving up Cade Cunningham if you're not throwing in shot. If you're not throwing
no,
and
no, you don't even. There ain't even nothing to talk about. If you ain't throwing in, it ain't even. That's ridiculous to even have a conversation.
Yeah, I don't think they really want to give up that much because it's gonna be like 3 or 4 or 5 years of your first round picks coming to us, bro. From y'all protect
that. Mike, I think that would be determined on really how much you like a different player. If on your board, if Troy Weaver's sitting in his office and he say Cade is the top guy, but this guy isn't that far off. If I take him and then I add this piece and that piece, we had a better draft than just adding Cade.
Right.
So that would have to be the mentality. It would have to be something to where he looks at Evan Mobley and says, "Yeah, Cade, he can do this, this, and this." But when Evan Mobley get over here and we package him up with, for instance, whatever. I'm just trying to think of a player in college. We package him up with Bones. I go back to Bones. I just throw his name in there. We package him up with at 22. Now you got Mobley and Bones, and then you coming right back with the 24th pick, able to possibly add a Christopher or something like that. Then you would have to say, okay, now you might have turned that first pick into 3 more valuable assets. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that's the way to go by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying these is the things you have to look at the whole board, consider the whole board, and ask yourself, why are we bringing in guys that aren't going into the 20s and shouldn't be around when we picking at 37? That's just something strange that I noticed we have been bringing in guys that don't really fit our draft placement.
Yeah. So
it could all be smoke screens though. Troy Weaver, man, he moved crazy.
Yeah, he do. That's what people don't understand. He unpredictable. You don't know what that do. Like, he is Grim Reaper, Troy Weaver, that Grim Reaper sign. Like, we already, he moved.
Come on.
From
2 phones. You know what time it is. He always working, man. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be an exciting draft night. I feel like he going to make the best decision, you know what I'm saying, for the Piston organization. And with those 3 second-round picks, it gives us a lot of flexibility. It gives us a lot of flexibility. You could trade them for future assets. You could trade them, you know what I'm saying? You could keep them. It's a lot of ways to go about it. You know what I'm saying? So the 29th July is going to be popping, Piston Mike.
Yeah, I know. I'm ready for it, bro. It's only a few weeks. I cannot ready for it. I'm just ready for all this talk. I'm ready to get into some more free agency. I've been talking about the draft a lot, but what people don't understand, like I said, I do my due diligence. This draft is deep. I be finding different players all the time. I just think to speak on it. But who have we been working out that I missed that I ain't heard? We brought Christopher for a workout, or am I tripping?
No. I'm not. I haven't heard nothing about us bringing Christopher for a workout.
Oh,
I know they say we looked at. I know they said we looked at Bones. I know they say. I heard the. Who was it? I can't think of his name, man. I have to send you the information.
okay.
It's not on the top of my head right now. I'll get it to you though.
All right.
You know we do. So, yeah, man. It's been a good one. I gotta get up out of here in a second though, man.
All right. Well,
So,
thanks for even doing this live stream with me, bro. It's always good talking to you. Next, we're going to hit the free agents. We're going to think of key free agents the Pistons should draft, add value to the team. It'd be dope one, man. It's always great talking to you, bro. Talk to you.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. It's always good chopping it up, man. Talking Piston basketball with you, man.
Yeah, nothing but love, bro. Much love.
Yes, sir.
Positivity, bro. Peace, man.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.